Now this is a nice wool pea coat that I got just the other day actually at the thrift store. We bought it in bulk, so it was probably, I don't know, 50 cents. And I listed it yesterday and it sold overnight for $65. Now if it were in pristine condition, I would put a much higher price on it, like $150, $200. But you can see on the edges of the wool that it's really worn. Mostly it's in good shape, but a lot of these edges have a lot of the fuzzy wool that's come off of it. So that's why I priced it at $65. Some people might have priced that even lower, but I thought it was good enough to price it at $65. And you can see here on the label that it's from Europe, and it's definitely vintage, so somebody got a nice coat that's still got some life in it. This is a vintage professional cleaver from France. The holder looks a little dirty, but the cleaver itself is quite beautiful. You can see it's labeled. So this has probably never been used. And we bought a pair of them together. I don't think we paid more than $5 for them. So there are two exact same ones. And they both sold for $50 each. So the other one sold a while ago, a few months ago, and this one just sold this morning. This is a vintage Ohio Turnpike pennant. It's like that felt pennant. It's got the toll plazas on it. I thought this pennant was hilarious. I think they were $1 each at a Salvation Army. We got a bunch of them, just different states and tourist attractions. This one sold for $36.99. I've had it for a while. I think I've had it for maybe like 2 years. And I had make offer, but they paid full price, so I thought this one was pretty hilarious. This is a vintage Woolrich jacket. It's 100% wool. It's definitely old, probably from the 60s. It's got this amazing little sheep zipper pull. It's got a talon zipper. It's a metal zipper. So that means it's definitely vintage from the 60s, 50s or 60s. It's in pristine shape. It's just gorgeous. We probably bought it in bulk, so it was probably less than $1. And this one sold, it was on sale, it sold for $90. I had it up for $120, but we put all our jackets on sale, which is pretty good because we've been selling a lot of them. But yeah, so this one sold for $90, so I was happy with that. This is a vintage Desco-ware pot top. It's made of cast iron and enamel. And this actually sold on Bonanza for $20. And the cool thing is these pot tops can sell because people find a pot at a thrift store, an estate sale, and it's missing the top. But if you measure it correctly, you can sell these for good money. So this sold for $20. And what I do is I measure from this edge to this edge and give people that measurement. So it's like the inside lip. Pretty good sale. This fabric is a rich red corduroy. It's about 4 yards. It's not very fancy, but it's a cool kind of Christmas color. I probably bought it in bulk for just a few cents. It sold for $30. Fabric always sells. So always get fabric. When you see stuff like this is just regular corduroy. It's a real thin corduroy. They call it a whale. So it's like a thin whale corduroy. That stuff sells. A lot of people who sew or make quilts or do stuff like that are looking for unique kind of vintage fabrics on eBay. Another corduroy item that sold last night was this funky baseball hat with the Salomon logo on it, which is a ski company. Sold to someone in Wyoming. And I thought it was cool because it's got this like fat corduroy on it. This sold for $24. I bought this in bulk as well, so it only costs a few cents. So this is kind of a funny sale. This is a suede leather kind of 70s mod jacket. It was on sale, but we actually took an offer of $12. It's a cool jacket. It's leather. The inside has some wear and tear, and we were just like, you know what? Let's just sell it. 12 bucks. It's kind of a bonus, you know. We probably only got it for a few cents because it was, you know, in a bag sale or something. So those are some of the lower sales, but they can just be like a little add-on sometimes. These are a pair of Salvador Ferragamo leather women's boots. And I think I bought them for less than $5. I sold them on best offer for $150, and I'm very happy about that because I've had these for a while. They're gorgeous. The only issue with them, which is an issue with a lot of Ferragamos, they're narrow. They're size 9, like AA. So you can see it's handwritten in there, so these might have been custom made. Ferragamo 9AA, so that means they're quite narrow. But someone gave me an offer. I had them up for $225, I think, and I got an offer of $150, which I was thrilled because I've had these for a while, and I think it's because they have that narrow size. I have another pair in black. These are brown, so hopefully I'll sell those soon too. This is a funky 1970s like terry cloth tennis shirt by JCPenney, and we took a best offer of $15. So this is kind of funny. I think we had it up for just $19.99, and the guy said, "Will you take 50?" He said, "Will you take 12 including shipping?" And we said, "No, we would take 15 plus shipping." And we did that send offer that you can do through the messages now, which is kind of cool. Actually, I think that's one of the coolest things eBay's done in a while, that you can send an offer through a message. So we said 15 plus shipping, and he said yes. So this sweater is made in Greece, and it's 100% wool. I love sweaters like this. I think they're so great. I think I had it up for $50, but my sweaters and jackets are all on sale, so it sold for $30, which is still great. So this jacket is gorgeous. It's all wool. It's a Mackintosh. It's totally 80s. I think I had this up for $120, and it was on sale for $90, and someone gave me an offer of $75, and I actually took that offer because $75 is a great price for a jacket. But look at this gorgeous button. It's like this shiny wood dyed red button, totally 80s. And I love the label. All Outdoors Mackintosh of New England. It's just gorgeous. I always get coats like this. They're just so beautiful in my mind. And $75 is not bad. So this is kind of a funny sale. I found this chrome pipe thing. It's a vacuum cleaner tube. I found 3 of them in a box at a thrift store. And it actually had, it says Genuine Hoover, and it has the model number. And I was like, you know what? That's a good thing to have, because if you look it up, you know, a lot of times these things are hard to find because it might be vintage replacement part. And these replacement parts actually sell for $40 each on just like, you know, vacuum part websites. So I put mine up for $36.99, and I just sold my first one, and I have 3 of them. I think I paid, you know, less than $1 each for these. So I love stuff like this. It's perfect for the holidays. It's a teak cheese slicer. It's new in the box. And I think I probably only paid $1 or $2 for this, and I sold it for $30. If you find these made out of marble, I've sold several of those for, I think, almost $40. So depending on what it's made out of, these things always sell. I love them. They're just so cool. I wanted to show some fabric sales. This is 3 sets of fabric that sold over the weekend. The first one right there is corduroy. It sold for $30. This one is a set of just different remnants. It sold for $36.99. And then this is some fabric that's polka dotted, and that also sold for $30. So that's about almost $100 worth of fabric, and it's basically just scrap fabric that we found at the thrift store. This is a vintage whiskey bottle in the shape of a setter dog hunting. We don't usually get things like this because I don't find that they sell very often. We have sold some in the past, but this one came in a box lot at an auction, so I thought, okay, I'm going to try. So this sold for $36.99, which is actually cool. I'm glad that it sold. This is a cool little porcelain ashtray from a hotel in Italy. I think I bought a whole bunch of these. There were like 10 of them. They're probably like $1 each. And this one actually sold for $30. I was actually surprised that I had that price on it, but it sold. So I always love these kind of travel souvenirs. And this one's real porcelain, so it's got a nice feel to it. This is a vintage hand-tooled leather little holster that can go on a belt. It's probably for like a folding knife or something like that. This, we probably got this for like $1. We see these at flea markets a lot. And this actually sold for $30. Pretty good price. These are a set of vintage globe bookends, which are kind of cool. They actually spin. And we probably got these for like $5, maybe less. And they sold for $60.